Hi crafters, welcome back to my channel. Now today I wanted to discuss the trials and tribulations of running a business and how you can really get disappointed along the way, along this long journey we call running a business. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I come on and talk about weekly tips and tricks and advice on how to succeed in your handmade business. So I've written a few notes here, so I will be looking down just to kind of remember what I'm going to say. So yeah, running a business is like one of the hardest things I've ever done, and it takes a lot of endurance and it takes a lot of patience as well. I just want to admit to the fact that it's not plain sailing. It's not sort of like, oh yeah, I'm going to run a business and it's going to be successful. It's definitely not like that. If you're somebody that hasn't got that kind of patience and they can't really deal with disappointment, this running a business probably wouldn't be for you, because it takes a long time. But because it's my passion, it's something that I've always wanted to do from young. I've always wanted to run a business, so I'm prepared to take on that challenge. So I've been through situations where people have owed me money. I remember the time when I went to an event where there was loads of people selling stuff at on tables and stuff. It was like a big craft fair, let's just say. It was for 2 days and both days were £100. So I paid my £200 because I wanted to go for the 2 days. And yeah, the guy was like, right, okay, yeah, we've got you slotted in for 2 days. So later on down the line, before the actual event, my son's birthday fell on one of those days, and I didn't realize it until later on. So I called the guy and I said, unfortunately I won't be able to do both days, I can only do 1 day. So I told him way in advance, and he was like, yeah, that's fine, don't worry, we'll sort it out. I did the actual show and I did the 1 day, and needless to say, the event wasn't as good as I thought it would be. Basically, the event wasn't marketed very well, so we'll leave it at that. So I went to the event for that 1 day, and then after that I emailed the guy and I said, right, I've done my 1 day, please can I have a refund for the £100? So yeah, basically I was rejected. I literally was aired basically. The guy never responded to me, he kept blocking my calls, and he never paid my £100. And I was really shocked, because everybody at that event was a newbie in terms of business, and this was one of the events that I've never done before, and it was a big event, and to pay that amount of money, I was shocked to say the least. The fact that he didn't pay me back my money. And yeah, I was really upset. I know it's £100, but you know, at that time it was a lot for me to fork out that amount of money. So to this day, the guy still owes me £100.
You know who you are, you owe me that money.
So fast forward in my kind of journey, I did an event at a trade show here in the UK. I was there for about 5 days, and my sister and I, we both were, you know, doing the usual hi, hello, you know, how can we help, da da da. It was mainly for retailers, so a lot of retailers would come and look at your stuff and put an order in to wholesale a bulk of your products. So we were really excited and everything else. So we had a really good few days. On the last day, I had an order from a small retail company, and they ordered like a substantial amount of albums from me. So I was really excited. This is the first order I've ever had from a retailer, and I was really, you know, geared up to get things moving. What they asked for was boxes for the albums, and at the time I didn't have boxes, and I was really annoyed the fact that I just didn't have the boxes, but I just said yes because I was really excited and I just wanted to close the deal. So got back home, I was researching all these companies for boxes. So we were going back and forth. I had to have samples made. I had to kind of send my products to the company, and then they would tailor make a box around my album. Anyway, all of that took a long time. And you know, these retailers, they expect an order to be done within the time frame that they request. So anyway, I managed to get the order out, but from the time they ordered to the time I sent out the actual order was probably about 3 months. And yeah, they weren't happy. So anyway, that was the first thing. So I sent the stuff, and I had a big box full of albums or whatever, and I sent the stuff to them. And again, remember, this is the first time I've sent in stuff. So for some reason or another, they got the stuff, but some of the boxes were damaged. And as you can imagine, I was distraught. So they contacted me and said,
unfortunately, Miss Abraham, some of the boxes are damaged and you've taken really long to send them to us, so we would like to cancel the order.
Yeah, I was like, pardon? They wanted to cancel the order that took me a lifetime to do. And yeah, so I was really upset. I really pleaded with them. I said, I can send out another box, I can make another one if they feel it's not they were just not having it. And yeah, so they pulled the whole order. So I had to get a courier to send the stuff back to me. And I had all these albums literally just sitting in my house that I've made up, that I've spent a fortune on, not doing anything. But do you know what? I learned from that, and I learned the fact that when you're in business, you have to be professional. You have to take that step. You have to know exactly what your time frame is, what the cost is, how long it's going to take for the order to be made. Luckily, I had an assistant at the time that was helping me make the stuff, but if I didn't have that person, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know how long it would have taken me. But that was the first time I made a big blunder on a massive order. And I learned from that mistake. I learned the fact that you can't mess around with retailers, because this is their business. And if you don't fulfill what they need, then it has a knock-on effect. So yeah, I learned from that mistake, and I thought to myself, I'll never do it again. It did knock me off my kind of socks for a long time, but I, you know, pulled myself together and I got back into the swing of things. There's been a number of people that have disappointed me throughout this process of running a business, but I've kind of grown a lot stronger. I've grown a thicker skin dealing with people in the world of business, especially when you're running a business. You're gonna be disappointed. You're going to be told certain things that never happen. You're gonna get all your hopes up and then be disappointed. There's many times when I've gone, let's just say there's companies that do the open call. I've talked about open calls in a previous video. I'll leave a card about, then you can have a look at that video. But there's been times when I've gone to open calls and I've taken all my stuff and I've laid it out nicely, and I've spoken to the buyers, and they really like my stuff, they really like my products, but they don't put an order in. They don't sort of like close the deal and say, yeah, Carissa would really like you to stock for us. And again, that can really deflate you. It can really make you feel that, what is the point in doing this? But I say to myself, look, this is my why, this is why I'm doing this, and this is why I need to carry on. I just thought I'd share this video with you guys, because I know there's people out there that probably feel that they don't really want to do this anymore, or they feel let down a lot. Trust me, we all get let down. We all feel disappointed some way down the line. But you know what? You just have to dust yourself down and get back up again and keep going for your dream. Keep going for what your goal is, because you will get there. Yeah, I promise you, you will succeed. If you've liked this video, please comment, subscribe, leave questions below. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with another video. Thanks guys, bye.